We got a drop in the spot price of gold. So I guess we get to see that hidden security feature a little bit sooner than I planned. So I got a hold of a 2022 American Gold Eagle on Friday. Now, I thought that was going to take a little bit longer to see one in person, but the spot price of gold dropped 3% over the course of the week. That went from 1850 to 1790. So I decided to make a purchase. Now, I know I don't show this one very often on the channel, but the American Gold Eagle is still one of my favorites. It's definitely an easy choice if I'm trying to make a smart buy, but this year I had that added curiosity because I wanted to see the new security feature firsthand. And that seems like a lot of buildup for something as simple as a missing read, but there was a lot of press put out by the US Mint about the new security feature. And actually, I think they said security features, plural, but when the coins hit with a simple missing read at the 6 o'clock position, it was obviously a pretty big letdown. Well, the Mint has extended the complexity of that feature, kind of. They've moved the missing read. So in 2022, this coin, the missing read, has been moved to the 7:15, 7:30 position rather than the 6 o'clock position. And I guess that makes it plausibly more complicated to copy, but it doesn't really do much to the overall security of the coin. And to a certain extent, I don't think this is a big deal. What I'll say about the American Gold Eagles is that the alloy is very specific. It's 91.67% gold, it's 3% silver, and then the rest is copper. So an XRF scanner can very quickly validate the metal content with no trouble, no risk of mistakes. And I suppose another thing that I should say is that it is a felony to counterfeit any American coinage, so that's a pretty heavy reason not to try. Also a pretty big reason that a dealer is going to be careful about moving a fake coin. So it has that working for it, and then also that specific alloy that I mentioned also gives Eagles a pretty recognizable color. Using gold plating techniques, that's just not going to give a fake coin an authentic look. So with all of that in the American Eagle's court, I feel like the missing read feature, it almost does the opposite. It almost gives a counterfeiter a chance to make a fake coin seem more legitimate simply by shaving off a read. So I might not be the audience for these features, but I've never been particularly concerned about not being able to spot a counterfeit Eagle. The US Mint, though, talking about security is really what brought a focus on all of this based on those initial announcements. I was personally expecting a privy mark that changed each year and then possibly some kind of program similar to the Royal Canadian Mint's bullion DNA. And basically what that does is that every single coin is photographed in a way that can be authenticated by checking against a database. Pamp Swiss does the same thing for their newer bars as well. You can check the serial number against the stored photo of the bar that happens at the Mint or the privy mark on the Canadian maple leaf, and then compare the surface of the bar or coin in micro detail to make sure that it matches. So that's what I was expecting from the US Mint, and honestly, I'm not sure what I think about having serialized gold coins to begin with, regardless of the added security. Now, we do have the serial numbers on dollar currency today, so it's not a huge deal, but I don't mind that the Mint didn't go that direction with gold and silver bullion. And they must not be too concerned with security because the missing read doesn't show up on fractional American Gold Eagles, by the way. Now, I didn't show many Eagles on the channel last year, but I think that was just basically because I was focusing on picking up buffaloes. These are the primary coin that I buy. There are just a few coins that I prefer aesthetically, especially on camera. There are other coins that just look nicer. The Eagles are still the most popular gold coin though, so I guess that makes them the most useful to have if you're considering an eventual sale, regardless of whether that's you who's going to be selling them or a family member in the future. Now, to be fair, you or your family won't have trouble selling buffaloes either, so I don't want to give the wrong impression there. But I've always been told that if you're going to be selling in bulk, Eagles are just the best bet. And I've experienced that firsthand as well. Now, since I flashed a buffalo, there has been no word about the missing read being added to other coins from the US Mint. And I don't understand the process or the effort required to do something like this, but the addition of something more like a micro-engraved privy, or even text like the New Britannias have, would make the buffaloes a lot more secure just by making them far more difficult to counterfeit. And secure probably isn't the right word, but it would make them a safer purchase for people who might not be able to verify a counterfeit coin. $2,000 is just a lot to pay on faith alone. The penalties are the same though. Counterfeiting buffaloes is still a felony offense. So back to the Eagles, I'll probably pick up a few this year. This one is my second. And then I do want to grab some more quarter-ounce Eagles as well. Beyond a few here and there though, I'll probably be looking at buffaloes. And then I also have a few one-off purchases that I'm looking forward to, something a little bit more fun like the new Dragon from the Perth Mint once that's available here in the States. It's hard to say what price is going to do. That doesn't drive my purchases too much. It drove it a little bit on Friday, but overall it's not a huge thing to me. Now, supposedly or presumably what drove the drop in spot price on Friday, well, it's actually probably Treasury yields, but also the idea that now that the Fed has announced the rate hike, the market feels like they have a solid plan to get inflation back under control. I guess we'll see about that. And that 3% drop was enough to get me to buy on Friday, but like I said, I'm generally not that driven by spot price. I also don't plan to sell anything in the next year or two, so any short-term gains, any short-term losses, they really don't mean anything for the physical gold that I'm picking up, except that when it goes down, that of course makes it cheaper to buy. I think we have another wild week ahead of us though, so we'll see what that does to price. Okay, so let's call it good there. Let us know in the comments what you think about the security features on the new Eagles, and then maybe whether the price of gold is helping to make any purchase decisions for you right now. And then while you're there, of course, be sure to hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed if you want to see more on the topic. And if you're still here, thank you again for watching. I always appreciate your time. Take care.